theory in the community.
No, it's not a theory, it's a hypothesis.
It's a What's the difference between...
You can't evaluate this idea of weed came from outer space. No, that's fucking ridiculous. Not necessarily, because it...
My name is Emma, and I studied ethnobotany and medicinal plant research and coordinated clinical oncology trials through the Brown University Research Group.
I'm Tyler. I'm currently studying Earth and Space Sciences, and I do my research in space resources and space resource utilization.
I am Jeffrey. I did my undergraduate in philosophy, and yeah, just like going out and facing the world with all that in my tool belt. So.
You guys get high?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's do like that. Let's just spread everything out.
Okay. We have green crack, which is a sativa dominant.
This one's the green crack.
This is green crack. So
Nice.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Describe what marijuana does to the body.
As soon as we smoke, those compounds get delivered to the bloodstream through the lungs, and they penetrate through the blood-brain barrier. And the cannabinoids, like THC, it's kind of a bigger molecule, but the terpenes are really teeny tiny. So if you have more terpenes, more of your cannabinoids will be able to cross more efficiently. And then it mediates a variety of physiological effects. It's a vasodilator, so it gets our blood pumping.
How are you feeling the effects of marijuana right now?
I'm feeling pretty good in my head.
I'm pretty comfy.
You think we live in a simulation?
I'd put my money on this is our first lap. Because it feels real, doesn't it?
But wouldn't it feel real if it was a simulation?
I don't know, I feel like it'd be grainy.
I like the multiverse theory, like that there are like infinite number of realities.
When the universe started, there was like a period of inflation, right? And if you have different areas of inflation, then you can have different universes completely. But they exist in like their own space-time.
Okay, so then, then we get into like the nature of reality. Like, what is reality?
Could you grow weed on Mars?
Yeah, because you can just take the resources you need necessarily, but also that requires manipulating Mars in a weird way that I'm not necessarily comfortable with. Like, so there might be extraterrestrial life on another moon or another planet around some distant star, or maybe not so distant. Maybe it's Proxima Centauri b, and maybe that's actually habitable. Whether or not there's intelligent extraterrestrial life is another question entirely. Because like octopus and dolphins, they're like so intelligent.
They're so
it's
smart.
crazy.
Oh my god, the emotional intelligence of an octopus hits me right here. Everything is vibrating. Everything has an energy. That's science. So like trees, especially with their root networks, can communicate underground.
Isn't it that the like smell of like fresh cut grasses are like call for distress?
Yes, the terpenes, those volatile compounds that are part of a plant's defense system. Yeah, they exist to protect the plant. They exist to send messages to their other plant friends.
Yeah.
Oh
my god. Jeffrey, which historical philosophers were probably stoned?
What's his name?
I know Shakespeare smoked weed.
Yeah.
Which is dope. Earth and Andromeda are in a galaxy cluster. They're going to collide in like a couple billion years, and it's going to be epic. There's a bunch of neutrinos streaming through this room. You just don't know it. But if you actually spin it at the rate that it's spinning, it flies apart. You have to have this other like gravitational body of mass. Gene splicing thing where you cut out an area of DNA. So, yeah.
What political obligations do you guys have as a scientist or philosopher?
What political obligations?
Yeah.
For me, I think it's important to have really like core ethics because science can do a lot of harm. Science has been used historically as a way to keep people in power, a way to validate power.
Yeah, I mean, that's how race evolved. Like in the Enlightenment period, you actually have people that are like doing these taxonomies that are like classifying the natural world, and if you have these peoples that are a slave to you and you want to justify it, then you taxonomically make them lower than you, even though that's not necessarily the case. In fact, that's not the case.
Yeah,
but that's what happens. And
science
they
was
like
used
use that
as a tool.
Yeah,
very
it's
specific.
fucked up.
In philosophy, you can't
Yeah, yeah. It's coming from a really specific historical tradition that is very deeply couched in patriarchy and white supremacy. Well, and then one way that sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
What are you taking away from this experience?
I learned how the THC works in the brain. I didn't actually understand how that worked. Oh shit. I just don't want to get it wrong. So you have the THC, which are like larger molecules that can pass through the blood-brain barrier because they're fat soluble. Shit.
Yep.
And then you have terpenes that are like smaller molecules that can penetrate the blood-brain barrier more efficiently. And then it has like weird effects. It's vasodilator?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Plus.
Oh man.